republic for which it stands.
One nation, under God.
Indivisible.
With liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, concealed carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the war room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Echols.
And we are back. Once again, we are tucked away in the war room somewhere in the high desert of southern Idaho. And I am not alone tonight. Joining me is the gunslinger.
Yep.
Where have you been, gunslinger?
Everywhere but here.
Nah, they've been working you like a dog over there.
Yeah, it's been pretty busy. We did a lot of guns last year, and this year it's slowed down a little bit right now, but
Right.
should be getting better once tax money starts rolling in.
Should start rolling in the next, I'm going to say in the next, 3 weeks or so.
Yeah.
People start getting it, start spending it on guns.
Yep. Hits the bank account, leaves the bank account.
Then hits the gun store. It's the gun store. So have you done anything exciting lately? Have you done any? Well, you've taken up archery now.
Yeah, I got into archery a little bit.
Did you do that because the ammo prices went through the roof?
Well, that was actually a pretty big factor in it because you can reuse arrows. So
No, you can't till you screw them up. Then you lost $15.
well,
If it's a gun, well, you shoot with if it's a broadhead.
Yeah.
Like when I shoot in my yard, I'll be honest, I'm that guy because I get the broadheads and I just change out the blades in them. I just use my broadheads because I want to be. It's like shooting your gun with defensive ammo or like.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to know where it's going to hit. And I don't want to have to freaking readjust all the time.
Yeah.
So I just keep the broadheads in and I shoot into one of those reusable targets in my yard.
I've just been using field tips.
But if I screw an arrow up, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Like really, you get like a carbon. I mean, this might date me because I don't even know where arrows have gone. But you get like those carbon dipped arrows or full on carbon arrows. I don't know what they have anymore. And then with the freaking broadheads, and then of course I've put different fletchings on them, and you got all that. Anyhow, it's a chunk of money.
I just buy the cheap ones and just shoot those. It's kind of I found that it's a little bit of a release, like
sure.
You get up that pent up frustrations and it's a little release, but it's not quite as good as shooting guns.
Well, there's no noise to it. There's no explosion.
Right.
There's nothing.
That's
like
kind
that.
of the cool thing, though. Is there's no noise. Like it's really quiet.
Bang.
Yeah.
Bang.
But yeah, bang is definitely a very much more release to it.
Yes. But it is cheaper, and you can probably go do it more often. Whenever I teach my kids, I've got like 3 or 4 arrows that are like buried in my yards.
Yeah.
Will you come over before and help me try to find them?
Tried to find that.
We still haven't found some of them.
I did that one time in my backyard. I shot an arrow.
Yeah.
Thought I lost it, and I ended up finding it, but it was hard. I mean, it was buried in the grass pretty good.
Oh yeah. It's darn kids. I could shoot. Well, really? Because you lost like 4 arrows already. Now I have to go and like reload arrow. I got to reload arrows. Yeah. I got to go down to the store and reload arrows now before hunting season starts in a week. One year I was like, you got 3 arrows. That's all you're going to get for hunting. And, we obviously didn't fire even one of them. So we were good.
Yeah. Came back with them all.
We were sitting in a blind waiting for antelope, and this coyote comes walking up. And my kid's like, "Can I shoot the coyote?" I'm like, "Yeah, you only have 3 arrows. Go for it, dude. You mess up one, you're down to 2.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to do, I guess life is full of choices."
Yeah, they're trying to get me to do these 3D shoots.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
At the
They'll get you sucked in.
Yeah, I bet it would because I'm kind of like I'm already hooked on shooting just paper. So I'm thinking, man, if I could shoot like a 3D target.
Oh, I mean, some of them they go up to like Magic Mountain, like these different ski resorts, and Bathroom Paul.
Yeah,
he does
that. Man.
He does a bunch of those with his kid. I guess his kid's a pretty freaking good shot, but he goes and does those all the time. So.
Yeah, it's something that from what I'm finding out, and I might have to take some PTO time to do this because all these things are falling on the weekend that I'm supposed to work. So
always, yeah. Well, and that's why everyone asks me. I get a lot of people in class. They're like, "You like to shoot so much. Why don't you go and do what do they do over here? Like USPSA? Or, is that what it USPSA? whatever.
CCA or whatever. Yeah.
No, USCCA, that's different. So
something. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Anyhow, one of those little gaming.
One of those anagrams things.
Yeah. But people want to know, hey, why didn't you go do that? Well, because that's when I do all my classes. Mm-hmm. That's when I shoot because I enjoy to shoot. I've never had a desire to like go and compete. You know what I'm saying? Because to a certain extent, if you want to compete and do you, that's fine. And I'm sure it is a lot of fun, and everyone says that it is, but I just want to shoot because I want to shoot because I want to have fun, right? Mm-hmm. I don't want to be out here thinking, how can I be faster? How can I compete better? I don't want to start gaming.
Yeah.
And that's not me. And if people like that, I think that will make someone a better shooter for sure.
Well, as far as like right now, and they're trying to talk me, they're saying, oh, let's go do the league shoots. Let's do all this stuff. Right now, I think of it like golf, where I'm just trying to do my best, not beat everybody else.
Gotcha. Well, you like doing it, so keep doing it till the ammo prices come back down to 14 cents a round.
Yeah, they never will.
You don't think we'll see that after a few years?
I doubt it, unless we get some really good president in there.
Yeah, it's probably going to go up again long before they come down again.
Yeah, with this thing going on, Russia-Ukraine thing, it's going to go up.
Yeah, craziness. So, have you sold any interesting guns, or what have you seen new that's coming across?
The new guns, like the Smith & Wesson CSX came in.
Okay.
I was kind of interested in checking that out. I'm not going to go for that one. I would still probably get the Shield Plus before I got that one, but
that's the one that's like a little 1911.
Kind of, it's a single action.
Yeah.
It's not a bad gun. I do kind of like it.
So you have one there.
Yes. Yeah.
So I need to come in and at least take a look at it because I don't think I've actually messed with one yet.
Yeah, if it's still there. There's some nice features to it. I've already found one flaw to it.
What's the flaw?
It's the trigger reset. It's got a fake reset on it. Like you don't hear it as much as you feel it. So like when you pull the trigger, rack the slide, and you let up on the trigger, you feel a little click.
But it's not. That's
not it. It's a little further out. But the second one, you'll hear it. The first one, you just feel it.
Okay. So there is, and we'll jump back to the other guns that you've seen. So this is a Smith & Wesson. So I actually had some students come in and they took my Behind Closed Doors class, which I think I'm going to come up with a different name for that class. I kind of might send the wrong message. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Behind Closed Doors. Maybe. Let's just think on that. I'm looking for suggestions.
Okay.
This is a family-friendly place. Never mind. Anyhow, I had some students come in with they had M&P 2.0s, I believe, and they were the performance shop.
Okay.
And nice guns, nice triggers, everything. And I think it's not necessarily a flaw, but husband and wife, they each had the same guns, and the wives had the audible click on the trigger reset. The husband's had zero. You couldn't even feel anything.
Whoa.
It had a reset, but you couldn't feel it and you couldn't hear it. And he was so in that class. We teach how to find the reset, and we teach how to find it quick, and we work on finding it quickly and getting it like mid cycle. Mm-hmm. And he was struggling because he didn't know where to stop. There's no clue, no anything, and so. But that's funny that was a Smith & Wesson as well. And you said on this new one, there's a little bit of a hiccup kind of.
Which is a little different because it's a single action, not a striker. So it's kind of I don't know.
Huh.
It may just be that gun, but I kind of looked into it and started reading a few things on it. And it sounds like there's other people that have.
So people are talking about it.
Yeah.
So have you had a lot of people coming in saying, I want that gun?
No, actually, I don't think anybody really knows what it is. Like they don't know that that's a new gun on the market.
It was kind of almost like a soft release.
It was a surprise to me. I would have never known they were doing it. When they came out with the 10 millimeter, I'm like, finally. I've been saying it for years that the M&P should have a 10 millimeter.
Yeah,
and I still haven't seen one. But
I was gonna ask you if you'd seen one, and I honestly I was gonna buy one. Right, that kind of fell off. I mean, you don't hear anyone talking about the 10 millimeter Smith & Wesson, or at least I don't.
Yeah, not now. But initially, we had everybody asking for them, but nobody's seen them. So
Well, and I don't know. I haven't heard anything bad about him. I haven't heard anything about him really. Well, so actually, I did watch a review on one of them, and it has one of them. The guy, I think he was talking about. I think he might have been talking about a weird trigger reset. Odd. Smith & Wesson having troubles with trigger resets. I don't know. You heard it here.
I don't know. Most of them are pretty good.
Here first.
Yeah, right.
That's right. This is
Call the ball.
this is breaking news, and I should probably put it on the YouTube. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
You can wave a big American flag behind me, and that'll be my intro to my YouTube channel. Breaking news: Smith & Wesson has problems with trigger resets.
Crickets.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what I'm going to get. I developed some followers when we were doing a bunch of live podcast stuff, and I haven't done that for like a month and a half, 2 months or something.
Oh, yeah.
And I had some camera issues that I tried to fix, and I didn't have issues. I wanted to do something better, and I can't get the new one to work like it should. So I think we're just going to go back to this other one. But for a while, it was just me doing the podcast, and no one wants to see freaking. Why do you think I have to come out here? My wife doesn't even
wants to see this.
My wife doesn't even want to look at me. That's why I have to come out here, man. So, what other new guns have you seen come across, or have you heard of like coming out?
The new one that I'm really kind of interested in, and is probably going to be like your PD-10 thing, where it's just the Sasquatch that you'll never get to see.
I'm still holding out hope.
Yeah, I'm already getting my money ready, because when it shows up available, I don't care if we carry it or not.
You're going to pay for it?
I'm going to order it and get it in.
Right.
It's called the Rival, and it's another Canic pistol, but it's going to be, it's kind of a blend between 3 different models of Canics.
Okay.
So the executive, like VIP one that has the Salient Arms upgrades and all that stuff.
It's the Neapolitan of mechanics.
Yes.
Mechanics. It's the Neapolitan of Canics.
Canics, yes. So you've
chocolate, strawberry, vanilla.
all the flavors together. It's got a little bit of homage to the SFX model and the Mete. The Mete is one of their newer ones as well, which has got like kind of the ambi controls to it and little different stuff going on there. Their initial one, they were supposed to come out with all this fancy stuff, and then they like, oh no, that was just kind of a promo deal.
So it's a blend.
It's a blend.
Kind of like when you were a kid in school and you went to lunch and you got to mix your own sodas, and you had what the suicide.
Yeah.
Remember? Remember?
For me though, it was like I mixed the crayons with the glue and then I ate them.
No, nice. That explains a lot.
Yeah, it explains a lot, doesn't it?
So I'm gonna have to look up a video.
But there's one particular one that I want, and I'm not really a Star Wars fan. But
they have models.
Well, it's the same gun. It's just different colors and stuff.
Okay. What is
this one's called the Dark Side?
So yeah. So now I get it and I understand it. But when you told me that earlier, I did not. This is how little of a. I mean, I'm not a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan. I just know
I didn't get the movie reference at all.
Yeah, I know the Dark Side thing. And
so what color is the Dark Side?
It's like as black can be. Which all my guns are black. I get it, but
how can you?
This one stands out. Like it just looks sexy as hell. I'm just saying.
It's the Dark Side.
Yeah. So I'm gonna bring it up and we'll keep talking.
Well, and you need to if you get it, you need to bring it out here so we can shoot it. But how much, the price point on that? Or they
were saying like MSRP was like $689 or something like that, which it won't,
average gun.
Yeah, it won't even be that. But
so $680 something, you're looking at probably $540, $520 something probably.
Yeah, well, like, and my cost maybe even be cheaper. So
well, yeah, your cost,
but
that's straight out the back door. Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you get it. They don't have any outlook. They just said coming soon.
I think there are some that are out already, but I'm just waiting. Kind of. Well, I got to get the money for it, but there's.
It's called plastic, dude.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. So this is kind of a little different look to it. They've kind of got this little thing underneath the. It's almost like a comp, but it's not a comp. It's kind of weird looking.
That's no more black than my VP9.
No, it's not. But they can call it the Dark Side if they want to.
You gonna nickname yours Vader?
Yeah, that's what I plan on Plan on calling it.
So what's the one gun right now that you actually have? Well, not have, but what's the one gun as far as new guns that what's everyone asking for? What's everyone coming in? Even if it's not a new one. Well, okay, do this. Answer with 2 questions. Out of the new firearms, what are people asking for? And then out of all the handguns, what's the one you have most people asking for?
That's a tough one because there are a few new ones out there, but nobody's asking. I mean, there are a few people asking for the 10 millimeter still, but it's very rare anymore.
Right.
Most people come in, they're looking for those concealed carry handguns,
The small ones.
yeah. And I don't know if there's an actual category now. There, you used to have your full size, your compacts, subcompacts.
Right.
I think there's now a concealed carry category.
Would that be like your SIG P365s?
Yeah, it consists of the 365s, the Hellcats, the Ruger Max 9s, the Shields, the Glock
Right.
43s, and all that stuff. I think that's kind of its own category now. Surprisingly enough, as many of the new concealed carry guns that have been coming out, even the Taurus GX4, all that
Yeah.
stuff, the number one gun that we sell is still the 365. SIG.
I was just gonna say, I bet you that is the one, because out of that size of gun, that is, in my book, that is the winner. Mm-hmm.
It still is.
That is hands down the winner. And people are, which one are people buying though? There's 3 versions.
Well, they're usually getting the plus, or not the plus. Sorry, the XL.
Okay.
Primarily just because we have a really good deal going on right now. The TAC Pack version, which is like the same price as the regular, but you get a lot more stuff with it.
Right.
So that's kind of what we've been selling most of.
That one's not cut for an optic though.
Yeah, any of the X series are.
And if I were to choose one, to be honest with you, I'd probably get the XL too.
Yeah.
Does the X have? It has the same trigger as the X, right?
Yeah, and they all have the same X series trigger, but the XL's got the longer slide, longer sight radius
There
type
you
thing.
go.
So
XL it is. Get the XL. Screw
Yeah.
the X. Don't get that. Don't get the basic one.
Yeah.
Don't get the entry level.
me personally, if I was to get a new concealed gun, I would probably go with the Shield Plus, but that's just me.
Oh, you like those shields though.
Well, I
You
carry a
always,
shield.
Yeah, I was gonna say you always have.
Yeah, and the Shield Plus, it's a little bit fatter, not by much in the
Yeah.
grip.
And the trigger's better.
The trigger's better. The grip is just enough better that I feel like that's the way the Shield should have always been. Even if they didn't
Yeah.
put the higher capacity mag,
Yeah.
they should have fattened the grip just that much.
And maybe if they would have had like the Shield Plus and they had it when I got my Shield, you remember when I got mine, right? I love the 2.0 full size.
Mm-hmm.
And the Shield I got it in a 45 just
Right.
because I was an idiot. But if I would have, I mean, I didn't mind it. It wasn't my cup of tea. I traded it off for some work on the Scout.
Is that the one you got that one through the Armorers program?
Yeah,
okay.
I did. And I think that I would have liked it more had it been that bigger, double stack, thicker,
Yeah.
thicker grip. Now, do they make the Plus in a 45? Or just
Not
the
that I
9?
know of. I don't even know that they make a 40 in the Plus, actually. So
That's smart.
what's surprising me is like we talked about how there's going to be a resurgence of the 40 in the past.
Is it coming?
It's not. It is only because people are buying anything right now. I mean, ammo wise, especially.
Yeah. But everyone's got 9mm in right
yeah.
now.
Yeah, we've got tons of 9mm.
Honestly, you can get it for, and I'm not speaking out against DBs. I can find it for cheaper than I can find it in the store online right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Online
it's-
is kind of killing the retail stores.
It really is.
Yeah.
Now you do have to factor in shipping, but if you're ordering it in bulk, like I do,
So there's actually a lot of, like they do the FFL transfers. You buy a gun online, you can transfer it to a store.
Right.
So there's actually a lot of stores now that are not doing that just because they don't want the business being taken away from them.
Right. Well, yeah, they want to get it all,
And or they're charging like astronomical, transfer fees.
they're like, yeah, we'll do it, but we're gonna make some money off
Yeah.
this. So $50, $100, whatever it is.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed our stores doing, and now I've noticed a couple other places in town have raised their prices too. So.
Right. So, well, it's interesting that the changing times.
Yeah.
So have you? Well, I'm going to ask you another question, but I'm going to ask you something. This is something we always bring up about once a year. Well, a couple times a year, because I'm interested. I'm fascinated. I love watching where guns go.
Uh-huh.
What do you think is What do you think is coming next? So we went from full size to small concealed carry single stacks.
Yeah, and now it's kind of going back up again.
From there, we went to small concealed carry size with longer barrels, and then from there we went small concealed carry longer barrels, short grips but double stacks.
Yeah, more capacity.
More capacity. Now, where are we headed now? Are we going back to full size?
I got a feeling it's heading that direction.
I mean, what guns point out that it's heading that direction? Is there one that you see that's, I mean,
just the well, like the new ones that came out from Ruger, the Max 9.
right?
Even their little 380 line now, they're made a Max version of it.
It's a larger,
And it's a bigger pistol than the LCP. It's still technically an LCP, but it's the LCP Max. So that gun is bigger than the regular LCP2 and the LCP, only because it's 10 rounds now.
right.
But the size is no longer that small, tiny little gun. It's still tiny to me, but
Right.
so I kind of see things going back bigger because people want more.
It's just, I like a full size gun.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy to me what they think I don't know what drives all this, right? I mean, is it just change? Is it the newer people? I mean, this is just a question. I'm not asking for an answer, just thoughts. Is it the fact that we got newer people coming in, and we have, like, a couple years ago, we had all those first time gun owners buy guns, like 8 million of them or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And is it the fact that maybe the small guns, people are realizing that, hey, the small guns they're attractive to new shooters, but they are not great to learn on. And so now we have to go toward a bigger gun. I mean, I just don't understand what drives that, because we're just going to end up back to where we were.
And I think people are right now, if they are first time gun buyer and they bought into something like a 365 or something like that, when they go out to shoot it, they're reloading their mag a lot, which you need to do, but
if you're going to buy a small gun, though, that is the one.
Yeah,
buy, for sure.
Yeah. That's the thing with the tac pack, is it comes with like 15 round mags. So it's kind of nice, but, but I think people are realizing that that's a gun to carry. Yes, you should practice and shoot it and stuff, but they're having a lot of fun doing it. So now those first time gun buyers are coming back in and buying a larger full size gun to take to the range.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
The optics craze, which
you got to get on board.
I know. That's why I want the Rival, because it's optics ready, and that'd be the only gun I'd have that was optics ready.
Got to get on board.
I also looked at buying a core slide for my M&P that's optics cut.
Yeah.
Doing it that way, but no. And my buddy just bought a PDP, so he's ready to go. How much are the
core slides?
They're like $380 for the core slide. It's ready to go. All you have to do is put a barrel and a spring in it.
Okay, I didn't mean to. That's good to know.
Yeah, well, I did a lot of research because I'm considering doing that. So.
Yeah, yes.
But I think the optics thing is hugely popular now. People are seeing these guns with the optics on them. They're just nuts. The thing that I'm finding right now is flashlights, attachments, red dots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's still hard to find holsters that fit some of that stuff. So which is amazing to me, because everybody's kind of going that way.
So everyone's going to, like, they want, like, I know people want red dots. Mm-hmm. What about lasers? Are lasers a thing?
Lasers are kind of dropping off.
Good. They need to.
I think it's a great training tool, but it's stupid to carry that.
People rely on them.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what? And proof in the pudding, right? Crimson Trace, biggest name in lasers.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're great, but they are making red dots now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a little bit. They came out with
they have a whole optics line now.
Yeah. So they have a whole optics line. As maybe they're seeing that, hey, we had to come up with something else to say. I don't know.
Right.
What about lights? What about lights?
Lights are becoming a lot more popular.
Are they? I've never had a gun with a light on it.
When you get into some of the higher end lights, like the stream lights and that, you'll see why.
We're not going to buy O lights.
O lights are kind of a joke, but actually, a lot of people like the O lights.
I'm giving you crap, dude.
I wouldn't. I don't know. I follow a trend, I guess. But
sure.
The O light kind of gets all these little funny things about them, and I don't think they're actually that bad, but I just don't want one because everybody makes fun of them.
But do you have people coming in looking for lights?
Yeah. And me personally, I would run a stream light.
Sure.
And when you see how many lumens those things are pumping out,
Is that like the street, like the TLR?
yeah, TLR ones, TLR 7s, 8s, all those. You'll see why when you see how many lumens those things are putting out.
I get it. I'm not against lights, and I understand the reasoning behind them, but I think part of the reason, to be honest with you, that I don't like some of these big attachments, the red dot took me a long time, and I may give me a year or two, maybe I'll eat my words when it comes to an actual light.
Yeah.
I carry a full-size gun. I appendix carry a full-size gun. I'm not saying I'm anybody special, but I appendix carry a full-size gun.
Yeah.
Do I really want to add more to it?
In your case, I don't think so.
I mean, DC, and I'm saying, I don't know that that's what I want to do.
What I'm seeing though, where the field or where the industry is lacking is the holsters.
Yeah.
For attachments like lights and stuff like that. You can go online. There's companies out there that will make you a holster for your gun. They'll make you, optics cut.
Yeah.
But when you start going to the, attachments section, you put down,
it's hard for a holster maker. Think about it.
It is. Yeah. I mean, you gotta get every gun. You got to get every possible light configuration and all that. I get that.
Yeah, it's rough.
But there's just nothing, like we don't even sell anything
Cut for
that's
with the
ready
light,
for a light.
Ready for a light.
Yeah. Not a thing.
So that's going to be super custom.
Yeah.
Pretty much super custom. Mm-hmm. And that's, yeah. So where do you, so we asked this question too, and I like it when we have a whole room full of people. We haven't been able to get everyone together in probably a year and a half. Where do you think, and this is strictly just your thought process, where do you think the guns are going as far as what's the newest, latest, greatest thing, whether it be attachment on a gun or like breakthrough, or, I mean, is there anything? There really hasn't been anything in the last few years.
No,
just sizes and mag capacities.
You're getting these new guns that are really just I call them a Gucci Glock, like shadow systems.
Yeah,
it's a Glock. I mean,
no, it is.
It's just a really fancy looking Glock, and I can't. Nothing against shadow systems if they're listening, but
super expensive.
But they're super expensive. But you should come into the store. We've got shadow systems. We've got like 4 different models.
They're like almost $900.
They're $1,000.
Oh, now okay.
But I mean, you try a Gen 5 Glock trigger.
The Glock's better, isn't it?
Against the shadow systems trigger.
Yeah.
The Glock's better trigger. Why are you paying $1,000 for a crappy trigger?
Because it's going to be like, it
looks cool.
It's going to be like a Glock. It's got the cool name, right? And it's.
I mean, the slide looks cool. Everything looks cool on them.
And oh yeah, I've seen them.
Their barrels are neat, all that stuff. But
I mean, and then you're going to be able to buy 1,000 different things to change stuff on them. I mean, obviously now, and that the name Shadow Systems, is that like a play on like CZ's Shadow?
No, probably not.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
I don't know. It's the same thing, right?
The thing that gets me, $1,000 gun should have a way better trigger.
Oh, well, yeah. And if it's worse than a Glock, you're in big trouble.
Yeah.
From the get-go.
Yeah, and I put that Overwatch in my Gen 4.
Yeah.
My Gen 5 19X trigger is better than that Overwatch is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I like the Overwatch. It's better than the original one was, but
the Gen 5 is better.
The Gen 5 is a better trigger.
And it's in the 19X.
Mm-hmm.
And that trigger's better than your standard Glock, right?
Yeah.
The 19X is, yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
I see there's a lot of these hybrid type guns coming out now too.
Okay.
Like Glock started with the 19X. They mixed a full size and a compact together to make that gun.
So be ever going to, I mean, I don't know. I'm always trying to figure out what is the next thing, right? What is the next, and I just don't know. I just don't know what the new craze is right now. I mean, you said optics are really hot.
Mm-hmm.
So, now we have talked about this before, and people are going to be like, quit talking about this crap. Holosun came out with some really cool optic.
Yep.
And they're going to make it for the H&K. And when it comes out,
the one that you just take the plate off and you put the optic on,
buying one.
You don't need a plate or nothing.
I am buying one immediately.
Yeah,
it's so
lowers
much
your sight.
Lower.
Yeah,
you don't have to buy new sights. It's freaking great, right?
Yep.
It's got an internal battery, and it's constantly charging with the solar. And the solars are freaking huge.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that looks amazing.
I think as far as guns go, like the technology in the gun industry, I think is kind of plateaued a little bit. There's nothing.
I think you're right.
Really crazy coming down that's going to be better than anything else.
Even, and I forget what year it came out because it was a little while ago. So like some of the new technology or new stuff that was tried out didn't really work out well. And I saw that in that class I went to Arizona and took when that guy had the alien gun.
Yeah.
It was a CZ. It's by CZ, isn't it?
Well, if it's the alien one I'm thinking of, it's probably
like a $5,000
That's their gun. That's their gun. It's not made by anybody. It's actually that company.
Yeah, and it's like piston driven, and that thing didn't. Like I said, that thing didn't make it through half a day.
Yeah,
and it was dirty. And as soon as it gets dirty, it doesn't work. And so it's like that. Did they try to go that way and like found out it didn't freaking work? And
I mean, the only way I could see anything.
Smart guns.
And I don't know why they would do this. It doesn't make any sense. But to have like a gas system, similar to like an AR or something like that, aside from the AR pistols, in an actual handgun.
Yeah,
but that would be dumb to do because there's going to be so much dirt and debris coming back.
Even with this piston system that was in the alien, like he had this case, and he'd open the case up, and he'd freaking take this one out and freaking put this piston thing in.
Yeah.
And there's all these little O-rings, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, there's just too much going on. Just dumb it down.
Yeah, I mean, it's safe, Queen.
That's one thing I got to give Glock credit for is they just dumb down a pistol.
And as much as they're just ugly and stuff, they work, right?
Yeah.
And if you can upgrade the trigger, or you can get used to the trigger, a lot of people do, because you can master a Glock trigger. You certainly can. They work.
Yeah,
they work, and there's nothing wrong with your old standard G19.
Yeah.
If you're going to pay for that, though, get the X. Get the 19.
No, definitely get the X.
But I mean, they continue to function, continue to work. What have you? The only reason I'm bringing this up is because I saw it on someone's Facebook page. What about like smart guns?
I think smart guns are going to be the end of guns.
Do you think they're coming? Do you think they're going to be a thing?
I mean, think they're out there. They're trying to push it, but I think that's going to be the end of the firearms industry.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to take off.
No, I don't. I mean, they're almost trying to pressure it to happen.
Well, of course,
obviously,
because they want control of it.
Yeah, they want control. But once you start computerizing or technology into guns,
who ultimately controls that?
Yeah,
right. It's kind of like your OnStar in your car.
Exactly. They're going to be able to shut your gun down.
Who ultimately controls that? Right.
Yeah. You might have the gun, but it's going to be worthless because they just turned it off.
If they do that, so is that like? I mean, think about it here. And I've never had my hands on a smart gun. I haven't done a whole lot of reading on them. When you think of smart anything, you think of smartphones and smart whatever, right? It's computerized. It does stuff. It's electronic. Someone can control this.
Yeah.
And we're going to go way down a rabbit hole here for just a minute, but it backs up my thoughts, right? So if you look at the social credit system, like what they have in China,
yeah.
Okay, so you can't you get points for doing this and points taken off for I don't even know. So
if you would do a jaywalk or something, you get your points taken away.
Points taken off, right? Yeah. And so they control that. It's like if you don't do something, like maybe you don't go get, and I'm not trying to start a war here, but if you don't go get vaccinated or don't go do what they say you need to do, then they screw up your social credit score, which you have to have a good one to be able to fly, to be able to get on the bus, to be able to get on a cab, to be able to buy food. You start giving them access to something like that. So you think about a smart gun, they have access to that, and all of a sudden, guess what? You don't get vaccinated, you can't shoot your gun. You don't do this, you don't get to shoot your gun.
You don't have insurance,
you don't pay your taxes,
register your vehicle.
You don't have you don't have
a star card, you can't fly.
You don't it's true. You don't have concealed carry insurance. Or anything like that.
There you go.
Your gun that they're going to require. I think they're requiring that, and they're trying to get that required in a town in California right now. You have to have pay a special fee.
Yep.
Then that's going to affect your social credit score, which is what they want, because they want smart cities.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So we sell, I shouldn't say we sell
What do
because
you
we
sell?
don't sell. We don't sell this, but we have it.
Tanks? Do you sell tanks?
Yeah, I wish. It's a trigger lock. Okay, it goes around your trigger, blocks the trigger, all that stuff. It's smart. It's called a smart trigger lock.
You can control it with your phone.
It's your fingerprint thing. You have to put your fingerprint on it.
Jeez.
That's no different than a smart gun to me.
Yeah.
So we don't sell those. We have them available to sell, but nobody buys them.
Well, yeah, no one wants that.
I mean, nobody really wants a trigger lock to begin with, even though it comes with your gun. It's a smart thing to do if you have kids, but
Well, sure.
no, stuff like that. It's like when they went away from points ignition on vehicles.
Yeah.
You know, fuel injected everything, all this coil packs. There's no spark. You know, there's none of that really dumbed down stuff anymore.
EMP, bye-bye vehicle.
Bye-bye. Yeah, same thing's gonna happen to your gun.
So that leads us to, so here we go again. And
Going down that rabbit hole again.
We need the Cajun cowboy here. Is what we
Oh,
need,
yeah.
'cause he would love this. We should get him to allow us on his podcast.
Oh man,
I talked about lizard people last
it'd
time.
probably be the last time you'd ever do that.
So let's where was I going?
The points ignition and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we all have smart guns. And they want to take over. Guess what? If we all end up having smart guns, all they got to do is launch an EMP above us, take out our guns, take out our food, take out our, you name it. We're done.
The whole thing's down.
We're done.
Yeah.
We're not taking away your guns. We're going to take away your guns and give you better guns. I
Yeah.
can almost see him doing that.
Well, yes,
I'm burying my yeet cannon.
it'll last.
Probably.
It's got enough bacon grease on it. It'll last.
It will until the coyotes dig it up.
Yeah,
and
that's
haul it
true.
off.
Bacon.
That's right. We like bacon. So, have you had any? I mean, and I'm not picking on people that buy guns, but I spent a whole episode last weekend talking about all the interesting folks I've seen in this class. Just went down a list. You should listen to it. If you ever, you know what, you should actually subscribe to the Patriot Defense podcast, Mark.
I do.
I'm giving you a hard time,
But yeah, the amount of time it takes me to drive from my house to work, I only get a couple minutes in, and then it's
dedicate that to the podcast.
yeah, I should.
Are you hardcore? You're not.
No.
Okay.
No.
So, anyhow, have you seen or had any experiences with interesting people coming in to purchase guns?
So there are, yes.
And you know, say what you're allowed to say.
It's not so much that I'm getting crazy, weird scenarios anymore. I'm seeing a lot more new people, like new gun owners.
Scary stuff. Are you cold?
No, like my hands. It's just my hands.
Okay, you're good.
But it's the new people, like younger kids, ladies that are interested in firearms. They're
Yes.
not. They're inquisitive. They want to know, you know,
About them.
yeah, they're wanting to purchase one eventually, but they're playing it smart. They're doing their research.
They come in and ask lots of questions.
Yeah. I'm seeing a lot more of that, and I mean a lot more.
Really?
Yeah,
That's good.
it's pretty interesting it's if you were there, you'd understand. We still get the crazy people
Right.
that just want to do everything. The one thing that has cut way down is people aren't showing me their gun as much anymore.
That is good.
Oh, look, I'm concealed carrying. Oh, well, no, you're not anymore.
Yeah.
But no, there's been a lot of newer people that have been kind of wanting to know some things, and I'm all for that. I love educating people, you know.
Okay.
There's been a couple, I wouldn't say scary incidences, but these teenagers, you know, they get a little, and I mean like 19-year-olds or whatever that are,
They can't buy a gun.
they can, and a rifle, but not a
right,
handgun,
yeah,
you
that's
know,
right,
but then they just treat it like it's a toy or a video game type thing. you know.
Sure. They say like stupid stuff.
They
when
say stupid stuff. Yes. What amazes me is these young kids, like I'm talking like 12-year-olds,
yeah.
you know, they'll sit there and they'll point at a gun and tell you exactly what it is. And their dad's like, how do you know what that is? You know?
And the dad doesn't know what it is.
And I'm like, he's playing video games.
Yeah.
He knows that.
That's crazy.
That's, yeah. Stuff like that's a little I never was really into video games, so
I don't even have a system. My son does, but he doesn't even play that much.
Yeah.
He'll go months and not play that thing.
so that's a little. I don't want to say red flag because that's not a good topic to talk about around here.
Yeah.
But that kind of, I don't know, a little disconcerting on that one where the kid knows what the gun is because of video games.
And he only knows it in actuality, in the video game realm. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not saying every kid believes this, but when all they're pumped into their brain, I'm not picking on video games.
Mm-hmm.
We're saying movies, we're saying everything, is if they don't really know and they don't go shoot guns and they just see them, well, I'm going to get shot and I'm going to respawn, right?
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that they
yeah.
actually believe that's going to happen, but what it takes is the severity out of it.
They
There's
can't.
no consequence.
That and it's if their parents aren't there to tell them the difference between reality and
it mutes death, right?
yes,
You see what I'm
it
saying?
desensitizes them.
Desensitizes. That's what it does. Because, I die, I'll just respawn.
Right.
Or I'm going to watch this movie. This guy's going to die in this movie, and then in a month I'm going to see him in another movie.
Exactly.
Granted, he's an actor. We get that, but it just kind of takes death and just kind of pushes it aside.
But I
Like,
think a lot of that stuff that we grew up in, that we were taught or we saw, was not as. We weren't getting exposed to it as much as these kids are.
So this is actually leads into a really good thing because we had a big incident over here in the town that I live in last week. We had a big school lockdown.
Right, yeah.
We had the big school lockdown. There was ended up being a student, I believe. But we had I'm assuming it was a student anyhow.
I think they said juvenile, so I'm pretty sure.
Call in a threat. He was going to kill people. He was going to shoot people. He was going to bring a gun.
He had a list.
He had a list, and he made that list public.
Mm-hmm.
Teachers, students, all kinds of stuff, right? And so it was a big deal over here. In fact, kudos to law enforcement, everyone that showed up. I mean, we had state police, we had county, we had couple city groups over here. I think Filer,
even Twin Falls,
Buell, and we had Fish and Game showed up.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone was there doing what they needed to do. And I think like my son, I have two boys, and my youngest son is 8, and the grade school was on lockdown. They were all on lockdown, but they released them like a class at a time, and they would it was like an armed march to
escort
to the city park, right? They walked everyone to the city park. And so and I'm not complaining at all, but like these 8-year-old kids, these first and second graders, didn't even get to leave the building until, I don't think we got our kid till like after 6:00.
Oh, wow.
And my wife went over to pick him up, and she's like, it was kind of like, what's going on, but it's kind of surreal when you show up to the park. And then they were doing great, but they didn't know, they hadn't caught the person yet. They didn't know who it was, where it was at. And like, you go there and there's all this armed law enforcement like going around with freaking rifles, and they're actually like a whole group of them like on either side of the kids, like marching them to the city park. And my kid's cool with guns, right? And he knows about them and respects them. It's not a big deal. And I'm not picking on these little kids, and this could be traumatic for anyone, right? She said there was kids that were scared and they were crying, and I get that. What a traumatic experience, right?
Oh, yeah.
If you, especially, and I'm not saying this happened, but if you don't talk to your kids about firearms, they're not around them, right? They could be scary. Maybe they were taught at home that guns are scary. Maybe they come from they were crying and they were upset, and I hope that all the parents went and actually had a chance to talk with their kids and get some of those kids some help, right? Some of them are just traumatized by this. And
absolutely.
I know some adults that were employed and they were even the day after, they were just like hit them, right? Because they didn't have school the day after, and they just kind of hit them like they needed to go and talk to someone, right? Because you hear about it, you see it on the news. It's not real till it happens here. Now everyone's used to someone called in a bomb threat, or
right,
we're going to lock you down, or there's a shooting or an incident not at the school but a couple blocks away, let's lock the school down. But when you're at the school and they lock it down and the place just swarms with law enforcement, they're all packing guns, it's real. And I think it hit a lot of people really, it's kind of a weird turn, but it hit a lot of people really hard, right? And I saw it in adults, like the next day, they're just like, whoa, what just happened?
Right.
You know? And I'm hoping it woke a lot of people up. And I talked about it on the radio show that even people always ask what to do, you know, at the state level. What do we need to do to get guns in schools? Well, you can do that at the local level. You go to the school board and convince them, put a bug in their ear, try to get them to do it, and they can write it into their bylaws and make it happen. But at the very least, everyone around here should go to their school and go to their school board meetings, know what's going on, and ask them, say, hey, do you guys have a plan? Now, they may or may not tell you what their freaking plan is because they don't really maybe necessarily want that to get out, right?
Right.
Because then all of a sudden a shooter
is going to know the plan.
Ask them, do you have a plan? Even if they won't show it to you, they may say yes. Hopefully they say yes. And even if they say yes and they don't, maybe they'll think to themselves, well, we need a plan.
Yeah.
You need to just be aware and let them be aware that you need to have a plan. Have you discussed with law enforcement what's going to happen? Who takes over when? What are your teachers going to do? What are your office people going to do? What is your administrators going to do? Who do you go to when you get a threat like this? Do you go up the chain 6 people and then an hour later finally call law enforcement? And what do you do, right? Make sure just ask if they have something like that in place. They probably do, but it never hurts to ask.
Right.
As we live in these small towns, we always think it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be us. Look at Idaho. It happened in Rigby.
Yeah.
Twice in 1 year.
Yeah.
Twice in 1 year. And they actually had people shot. And then it happened in Buell, Idaho, the other side of the state. And we're just a little tiny town. I mean, we're nothing. We're nothing.
Yeah. What's really, and I don't want to get into the politicizing it, but the media drives things a lot. So,
oh yeah,
when this stuff happened in Rigby and when it happened here, it didn't make like national news,
Right. Well, Rigby did.
Okay, Rigby, yeah.
Yeah,
that one,
people were shot there.
Yeah, but it was like, I don't know. It seemed like it didn't get as much, attention as that one in, where was it, Michigan, just the last one?
Yes.
Where the parents were.
Yep.
Yeah. Stuff like that. It seems like, and I'm not saying that because it's Idaho, the media kind of pushes things to the point where when it makes that news and it makes the TV, that's going to, my belief anyway, is that it's going to make some other kid think, oh, well, that's going to get me attention.
Well, and it happened here because as soon as this happened, like across about, maybe an hour and a half away, another school was locked down for the same reason. They all of a sudden got threats.
Yeah.
And so, people, it's
the copycat thing.
It's a copycat thing. It encourages people. And I think a lot of times you don't hear about some of the stuff in Idaho because most people, honestly, this is Idaho. They don't know Idaho even exists. They don't know where Idaho is.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not trying to be...
It's that town in Sun Valley.
Yeah. I mean, it is funny, but it's true. I mean, you say, where do you live? I live in Idaho. Oh, you live in Iowa? No, I live in freaking Idaho. Oh, in Iowa? No, Idaho.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Right.
So, I don't know, kind of some scary stuff that happened this last week here.
Yeah.
Actually, this was this last week.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because I remember Jerry was on his, he got his phone out and he's like, oh. And I'm like, what? He does that a lot, but I mean, it's like, what now, And, and then he's like, oh, well, whoa,
Yeah, I was in here and in the war room and I stepped outside and man, you could hear sirens coming from every direction.
Yeah.
And I talked to some people, like I said, kudos to law enforcement. Talked to some people the next day and they were saying, oh yeah, we were in Twin. And they're like, man, we were seeing these law enforcement guys pull some fancy moves to get turned around in traffic and get to where they needed to go. The one guy's like, it was like Starsky and Hutch stuff, man. Those guys are just like, they're turning around, flipping their lights on. And
for the younger listeners, Starsky and Hutch is a TV show back in the 70s.
It is. It is. Got a really cool car in it too.
Oh yeah.
But
Gran Torino.
That's a good movie in itself.
Yeah, that is too.
Get off my lawn. But lots of exciting stuff happening. And some more exciting stuff that happened is I feel like I'm 14 again.
Oh, wow.
Patriot Defense has made their way onto TikTok.
That's that kombucha you're drinking.
It is caffeinated kombucha. Patriot Defense has made its way onto TikTok.
Yeah. The dirty girls.
He's on TikTok with his dirty girls. So here's the thing. Okay. I feel a little silly making TikTok videos. Well, at first I did. I kind of enjoy making them though. And you look at TikTok, we can all look around, make sure no one's watching you, and raise your hand because I know more people are on TikTok than what want to admit that they're on TikTok.
I don't even know I'm watching it half the time until I see that little logo down the bottom.
Yeah. So TikTok's not just about singing and dancing anymore. And I want to throw this out there too. Everyone goes, "Oh, that TikTok, it's from a China company." Yeah, it is. It is. And they're going to get my face and they're going to ID me and I got to stay off that. And that's a bunch of freaking crap. And if you're worried about that, you need to be worried about a lot more. So have you ever taken one of those DNA tests, those 21andMe or whatever, whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, guess what?
To find out your lineage.
They take your DNA and they take that sample and they send it to China, who analyzes your DNA and then sends them a report back. So to get your DNA anyway, you might as well give them your damn face.
They probably already have it anyway.
Yeah, more than likely. So anyhow, so I'm making TikTok videos. And TikTok's not about singing and dancing, and it is to a certain extent, but there's a lot of really kind of educational stuff on there. And I've decided that this year with Patriot Defense, I wanted to, with Patriot Defense, I am Patriot Defense. It's just me.
You just sounded like that Iron Man guy. I am Iron Man.
I am Patriot Defense. I decided I wanted to kind of up the ante. I want to go all out, do whatever I can. And I've always had a problem in the past about not like wanting to put myself out there. What are people going to think? What are other structures going to think? I don't want to be goofy. I don't want to, but you know what? I'm doing it. I'm on social media already. I'm doing the TikTok videos, and I did one every day last week. I've done one almost every day this week. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow too. Mm-hmm. They're not bad. So I have a funny one or two in there, and I try to make them fun, but I try to also leave good messages like what not to do. What do I see new shooters do? What do I see people like at a range do? Things to do, things not to do, right? And I'm enjoying it, and I hope everyone else is enjoying it as well. And what's really cool is I can make those videos, and I can grab and I can share them on Instagram and Facebook as well. So if you don't have the TikTok app, you can still go and see them. And I'm hoping that it's helping out. I just want to get the word out. I just want to cover all the social media bases, and I want to reach a lot more people. And
they're good quality because you have graphics.
Yeah,
that pop
I do.
up. And I like the graphics thing because I mean, you just don't see that a whole lot.
I will tell you a 7-second, and these are short, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you can go like a max 3 minutes. A 7-second video or like a 14-second video. Like that one I did with all the guns, which was flagged, by the way. Go figure. It is not flagged anymore, but it took me an hour to make that. This is not just something you pull up and
just go for it.
It takes planning. Yeah. It takes a lot of freaking planning. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to dedicate at least an hour.
I think that's the people on TikTok that are really successful.
Yeah, they do good.
They do good, but they probably spend a lot of time with it.
They do, and I've even got the freaking light too.
the O-light? No.
I got I'm using an O-light. No, I got I got like a little studio set up in here. I mean, look at that camera right there. I got this camera right here.
That's the GoPro.
I'm getting ready to get like a 360 camera.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's the new one, man.
Oh, this is the 10. Holy cow. I'm going to take this with me.
Yeah, it's external mic. I got external mics bought
I'm still using the 4.
Open up that little bag right there. Now, don't drop the damn things. They cost me a freaking fortune. Oh, crap. It's okay. You're making all kinds of noise there. Open that up. Look at that pouch.
Oh, did you hear that? That's the Velcro. Everybody loves the sound of Velcro.
See those bad boys?
What is that little fluffy thing?
That's a windscreen.
Okay.
That's like the pantyhose, but it's...
What is this? You wear this on your...
I can't. Those are wireless mics, dude.
What?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
that will connect with that little camera right there. See,
Nice.
I'm up in my game, Mark.
You're like,
I am up in my game. We're doing social media. I gotta do this all the time. And I will say that, and I get busy and I get other stuff going.
sorry.
I get other stuff going on, and I've been known to drop the ball on the Patriot Defense social media pages. That's just what I do. I don't mean to, but
you're human. You have a life like everybody else does.
And so I've just upped my game maybe the last week. Not even 100%, just a little bit. And I've just the social media interaction that I'm getting is freaking fantastic.
You're like, I'm up in my game.
It's freaking huge, dude. I did 3 posts this week. No, it's huge though, and I see it, and it's freaking awesome.
I'm seeing it a lot more.
I'm creating an empire.
There you go.
I'm building empire. You don't know that song, do you?
No, I don't.
I'm building empire.
I-
Really?
yeah.
Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime, Empire.
No.
Look it up.
I used to listen to Queensryche all the time.
Yeah, that's a flashback. That kind of shows how old
I was
I
gonna
am.
say I probably forgot about it by now.
Yeah, he's building empire.
No, I do notice that it shows up on my feed a lot more now. The
and
TikTok stuff does.
Yeah, and I'm trying to put more thought into this. So anyhow, I don't know why I'm telling everyone my freaking business plan for the year, but I'm just trying to do that. I'm trying to up my game a little bit, and I'll be honest with you, I think it's helping.
Maybe it'll help you connect with the younger audience.
I
Get a whole new clientele.
I tell you what, these TikTok videos I'm making, I mean, they're being shared in Florida. I mean, they're being shared back east where these people are going to have probably never have any contact with me outside of social media.
Who's this guy?
And they're freaking sharing them.
Yeah.
I'm somebody in Florida.
Right.
I may not be somebody here on my 2 acres.
I'm somebody, okay?
I'm somebody in Florida. Somebody in Florida loves me. But anyhow, I mean that's kind of the route I'm going with that. So if you see social media, my stuff pop up on social media, that's why. And if you haven't liked the Patriot Defense Facebook page, you jump on and you do that. That'd be fantastic. We do have an Instagram too, and so I try to co-post on Instagram and Facebook, and I have the TikTok. Which if you don't have to go download TikTok, I'll put all those videos on Instagram and YouTube because now everything's kind of like almost together.
They're all linked,
into the freaking.
You know what I like about your
meta.
Your Patriot Defense Facebook page is
what?
I'm actually on it.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
you are on the cover photo, aren't you? You are.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm in the background, but that's cool. I'll be the background.
We need to get you out here to help with more classes. And
I'd like to do that.
Be in some more videos, and I'm really going to up the. I had a meeting on Wednesday with my marketing department.
How did you?
And pretty much.
What did you decide?
I took them all to lunch, and which involved making a sandwich and bringing it out here to the war room where I sat down and had a meeting with myself. And I was
had a meeting with the Bobs.
The social media or the marketing department was. I had to come in and shake them up a little bit. Yeah. And tell them that they had to freaking get to work.
Were they like throwing ideas and say, what about TikTok?
Yeah, they're going to have to find a new job.
And then you jump up and you're like, brilliant.
I pretty much came in here and sat in my chair with my sandwich. And I looked into the mirror and I said, listen here, marketing department. We need to get our shit together. You need to get your shit together.
Here's what really happens. You just reached up and you grabbed that chain and you're like, and light bulb.
That's right. So anyhow, that's kind of where I'm at. Take a lot more pictures, video, and I'm gonna. I'm super stoked. I'm super.
I'll be honest with you, like seeing the TikTok videos.
Yeah.
This last week, I'm thinking, man, I need to get out and do that podcast.
Yeah.
So that's kind of one of the driving factors that made me think I need to get a hold of Todd. I need to go out there because I'm off Saturday. I'm not doing anything but shooting bows and arrows.
That's right.
So
that's right.
Yeah.
You can come fly my drone.
Hey, you know what? I got a drone too.
Can I put a GoPro I don't have one.
It's got a camera in it, but I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. I haven't even had, the weather hasn't been good enough.
Do you want to be part of my marketing department?
Maybe like just a small part.
Could you have made it for the meeting on Wednesday?
No.
Oh. You're fired.
Okay.
But anyhow, so that's my plans. But Look at, that small talk intro lasted for a freaking hour.
Are we still small? Oh man, we should have. What were the topics we were supposed to go
I don't know
over?
that we necessarily had a topic. I was going to bring up, I got one thing I do want to bring up because it's kind of a warning to fellow Idahoans.
Yeah, we didn't write down any topics. So.
I don't ever write down any topics.
I hope we haven't lost any listeners. If you're still there,
Yeah.
we appreciate you.
There's these things that when I'm on Instagram, when I'm on Facebook, they pop up all the time. And it was funny because I've been watching this for quite a while now. And I actually started having a discussion with a listener by the name of Nathan. He's actually a friend of mine. And funny story about, I take the long way around on my answers, by the way. So I like to tell stories. Nathan, before I started Patriot Defense, I was into firearms. I was into carrying. I don't even know if you knew this. Maybe you did. And the page is still out there. I think it's still out there. I started a Facebook page called Life with a Gun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's still out there. And Nathan, I asked, he was on there. He liked the page and he was commenting. He doesn't even live local, right? He lives up in like northern Idaho up there. And I asked him to be an admin on the page with me.
Oh, okay.
And I still, for a long time, I used to get people still liking that page, and like hadn't had activity in like 10 years. But I started out doing that. Then I went through and got certified, and anyhow decided I was going to be an instructor. And he's been with me from the very beginning. But we were having a discussion today about the stuff we're seeing online on social media. There's a few different companies, and I don't necessarily want to. So we're talking about the SHOT Show or a company that doesn't send me stickers when I buy stuff. I really don't want to bad talk them. So
Yeah.
I got my criteria. But these companies are popping up online, and it's like, get your concealed carry permit online.
Oh yeah, I see it. I see it a lot.
And we actually mentioned this earlier. There's actually a news story about this out of like Colorado, like a couple of years ago, and they're like, these people were going and they were like getting this certificate from this class they took online, and then taking it down to their sheriff's department and saying, well, I need to use this. I've taken the class. I need to get my concealed carry permit. And they're like,
there you go.
They're like, that doesn't work for us. You have to take our course and stuff like that.
And then they're like, what?
So
it's said online.
I know. So people get duped by these. And there was one that I was looking at today. Okay. No names, but it's called Idaho Concealed Carry Class. So Idaho has two permits. We have the enhanced permit, which you actually have to take a class, an 8-hour state required class. You fire 98 rounds. You have to have Idaho lethal enforcement law taught to you by
which is taught by Patriot Defense.
By Patriot Defense, yes. And that part of the class actually has to be taught by an Idaho officer of intermediate post-certification or higher. They have to teach the law portion of it. That has to be done in person. Okay. And then we also have a basic permit, which essentially was the one that was before the enhanced. They still have it. You don't need much. You have to have a certificate of firearms familiarity. And that could be as simple as showing them your hunter safety card.
Did you say Amelia Earhart? I didn't.
Familiarity, whatever. Yeah, Worcestershire.
Yeah.
And so there's that. So keep that in your brain. So online here, it says, get your Idaho concealed carry permit. Now, they do talk. I was looking at this because I want to say, they're trying to pull a fast one over on people, right? Are they trying to pull a fast one? So I was reading here, and it talks about Idaho, and it talks about the enhanced permit, which says the enhanced permit requires more extensive training, which it requires that 8-hour class. Okay. It says the state endorsed program requires online or in-person safety training. So that would be for the basic permit. It says that this place is committed to providing this training to all users at no charge. So they want you to get online here, and they are dedicated to providing online training, safety training, for you to get your permit at no charge. So I got on here and I'm checking it out. I thought, well, let me click on this little button right here because it says begin here. I'm clicking. Come on, internet.
Begin.
Okay, so it says to begin. So to begin, please certify the following. I certify that I am of legal age to hold a permit from the state of Idaho. Yes. I certify that I have been deemed mentally insane by a court of law. My wife might answer differently, but I'm going to say yes. I certify that I do not have a restraining order or protective order issued against me.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah.
No, I hear this all the time. So
I certify that I've never been convicted of a felony.
not in the last year.
I certify that I'm not an unlawful user or distributor of any illegal drugs. I certify that I have not been dishonorably discharged from any branch of the U.S. Armed Forces. Congratulations, you qualify for an Idaho concealed carry permit.
You do?
I qualify to take their little test.
Oh,
So let me
the test.
do.
I don't do well on tests.
So now it wants my. I'm hurrying up here because you guys. They wants my name and my email address. Right.
Oh boy, are you making one up, or are you just doing it?
No, I got 5 email addresses. Dude.
Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I'll get the one that I'll never see.
I think I still have a MySpace account now that I think about it.
That MySpace is not a thing anymore, dude.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
You're gonna go home and look for it, aren't you?
Yeah, probably.
So now that I've answered those questions and I filled out a little information about myself, don't be looking.
Oh, no. Okay.
Don't freaking look.
I can't see it. I mean, I can see it's lit up, but that's it.
I'm going to continue to the certificate. Okay. Hang on. It's loading. Oh, look.
I want the certificate.
It's time to start my training. So it says I need to watch this video. I'm assuming this video is about 10 minutes long, but to be honest with you, I ain't going to watch the freaking video.
Yeah, let's not watch it.
I can proceed directly to the quiz.
Okay.
This is how I used to be.
Pop quiz.
This is how I used to stay certified for my applicator's license.
Oh, I used to do this in school. I'd just
I-
be like, oh, I'll just answer
Yeah.
it. I don't care.
So here's the questions.
Okay.
Okay, question 1. The foundational rules of firearm safety are: always keep your firearm pointing in a safe direction. Always keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Always keep your firearm unloaded in both storage and transport. Or D, all of the above. It's D, all of the
I'm
above.
going to go with D.
Your firearm should always be stored so it is not accessible by any unauthorized person. True or false? It would be
True.
okay.
Like children.
I should have put your name in here. To decock a pistol safely and easily, you should use a decocking mechanism when available, consult the owner's manual for your pistol, or safely unload the pistol, then utilize the slide lock or hammer blocking method, or D, all of the above.
D, all of the above.
There you go, boss. Question 4. You should never handle a firearm while under the influence of drugs or alcohol.
Well, there was that one time, but no.
Okay.
You should not do that.
The 3 most common malfunctions of a cartridge are a misfire, a hang fire, and a squib load. True or
Sure.
false? True.
Yeah.
Okay. The 2 main causes of firearm accidents are ignorance and A, using an old gun, B, carelessness, or C, improper balance and grip.
Well, negligence isn't on there, so
Yeah, we're gonna go carelessness.
I would say carelessness.
That's
Yes.
negligent. That's I take issue with that. The 5 fundamentals of shooting are aiming, breath control, hold control, trigger control, and follow through. True or false? It's true.
True. Yeah.
Proper grip. I've already taken this. So I
Yeah.
already know all the answers. Proper grip and stance have nothing to do with accuracy when firing a pistol. True or false?
It's okay. Read that again.
Proper grip and stance have nothing to do with accuracy.
So
when
that's false.
That'd be false. Before cleaning your firearm, you must be sure it is unloaded. True or false?
That's true.
Firearms should always be disassembled for cleaning. A, in accordance to the owner's manual. B, only once every 8 to 10 years. Is B. C, in a safe and secure area while wearing safety goggles. Or D, both A and C.
A and C. Yeah. That was a given.
That was the last question. And guess what? Congratulations.
I can get my certification.
You scored a 10 out of 10, Mark.
Okay. How do I get their certificate?
You earned a discount because you got such a great score.
Discount?
You
Wait, it's free.
No, it's not free.
What?
The training was free. See, that's where they get you. The training,
But it was free.
The training was free. But if you want that certificate,
I want it.
but don't cry. Don't be upset. Because you completed it and you scored a 10 out of 10, you earned a 50% off. You have a 50% off new student discount that has been applied today. So instead of paying the normal $176,
Jeez. Oh, God.
you get the certificate for $88.
I get the certificate?
For $88. But don't worry, because I know you want that right away. Okay. So if you want
I need that certificate.
if you want a hard copy rushed to you.
Because I need to take it down to the county.
Like if we would put your name in here right now and you bought this and you wanted to rush, it'd probably beat you home.
Oh.
$9 extra.
So let's see, 88 plus the free and the and the 9.
Yep. And they've already checked that you wanted that.
Oh, so okay.
And
I want it. Yeah, okay.
And wait, there's more.
And wait, there's more.
Yes, please include my official concealed carry certified holster.
Yeah.
At a 50% discount.
Oh, I get the holster 50% off too?
$24.50.
So let me get $50. Okay, so plus the free. And
Yeah.
Okay.
And wait, there's more.
Wait, why don't they just...
The total shipping, the extra shipping is going to be $4.94.
So are we back up to that $170 already?
Dang near. So as much as I'm jesting about this, anything you see online, guys, check out. Check with your local, I don't care what state you're in. Check with your local state. Check with whoever issues your concealed carry permits and see, right? Because I know that there's been a problem, not with just this company, but with lots of other companies putting this stuff online. People think they can just go do it, and they can't in most cases. And I don't even know. I know this wouldn't work for the Idaho Enhanced Concealed Carry Permit, and they don't state that it does. They kind of make you think it would work for the law portion of it, which it will not, right?
Right.
And I'm not even sure if it would work for the basic portion. If that's all you want, it was a basic. I'm not even certain that you. But let me just tell you this: if you're going to pay $88.
For a piece of paper?
For this piece of paper, you might as well come sit in my class. You're going to learn
way more.
You're going to get to fire a gun, and guess what? That class is only $95.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to shoot a gun. It's going to be a lot more fun.
$7 more.
Yeah, exactly. $7 more. So just be aware, right? And I just don't want to see people, duped by these. Get the certificate, go in and say it's not going to work.
You get an actual certificate from Patriot Defense.
You do.
That is actually valid to get your concealed permit.
And if you pay me $12, I'll rush it home before you get there. I'll rush it to your house. But so that's the thing. I mean, don't
fall victim to this crap.
And don't short yourself on your training. Training is so very important. And everyone needs training. And if you look at some of the TikToks, like this one I did today, it talked about the things that I see. And I'm not picking on people. I'm just talking about things that I've seen. People carrying without a holster, people using the wrong defensive ammo, using the wrong ammo for defensive carry, to people, saying I don't need safety equipment. I don't need eyes and ears.
I don't need to not point the gun at my hand.
All kinds of stuff. Education is key, right? Knowledge is power, and that's what we want to. That's kind of the main message of the day. But I got off on everything else, so
rabbit holes and all that.
I hope it was a good podcast.
I hope so.
Oh, and I tell you what, let's talk about this real quick. So, if you want to support the show, you can. For $5 a month, you can join Patreon. You can become a patron member, and you can get videos. I try to throw up a video every week. They're just short, little, nothing fancy yet. Short, little instructional videos like, hey, here's the grip, here's here's trigger reset, here's trigger press, here's my range bag. What do I carry? I'm an instructor. What do I carry in my range bag? What kind of range bag do I have? Stuff like that. You get, if that interests you and you find value in that, because a lot of people do. You can join Patreon. $5 a month. That's all it is. $5 a month. And I try to throw up a video every weekend. Along with, you can actually comment on the videos. It's kind of like a private Facebook. And I'm trying to get people to have some discussion on there and stuff. And And kind of we have a pretty cool little group. But if you don't, $5 pays for like my bandwidth, right? It pays for a little internet, that kind of stuff. But if you don't want to do that, I know times are crazy, and like a loaf of bread is like $28 now.
Jeez.
But whatever it is.
Thanks, Biden or Brandon.
But if you can't afford that, I just find that one of the best things you can always do is by making sure you've subscribed to the podcast and share this anywhere and everywhere with your friends, family. Get more people to subscribe. That would be awesome. And I tell you what, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, follow me on TikTok if you're on there, and that helps too. All the follows, all the likes, all the shares. Whether you're sharing a show, you're sharing a social media post. I can't talk. Sharing sharing a social media post or a TikTok post or something, a video that I've made. That's absolutely fantastic, and I do really appreciate that. So you can all support if you like it. You can all support one way or another, and it's all valued the same. So
feedback is always welcome.
Feedback is always welcome. You can call me. You can text me anytime. Area code 620-794-6223. That's area code 620-794-6223. I respond to texts. I respond to phone calls. I respond to just damn near everything. And thank you, Gunslinger, for joining. It's good to have you back out here again.
It's good to be back out.
We're going to get you on a TikTok video yet.
I want to get all the guys in here and have a good discussion again.
We need to. Everyone's going every different direction right now, and
I said maybe to the TikTok. I'll think about it.
You're gonna dance.
It's not a no.
We're gonna get you to dance.
I got one in mind that I think we should do, but I'll run it by you after the podcast.
Freaking sweet. We're gonna do it. Okay. Well, I will be back sometime next week. I don't know if it'll be Saturday evening or not. I actually have a permit class on Saturday, so it might be more of a Sunday thing. I haven't decided. It depends on how I feel after that class, but. Supposed to be 45 degrees on Saturday.
You're gonna have a muddy mess.
I'm not worried about it. It's gonna be freaking cool. We're gonna have a mud bog after the class.
Yes,
it's gonna be sweet. So anyhow, thanks for all your support, guys. Everyone have a great week. Don't forget your dry fire practice. Spring is coming, and so let's get ourselves prepped and ready to get out on the range where we can train with intent.
The ammo's back. Get out there and get it, son.
That's right. Talk to you later. Bye.